यथैको भुवनमप्रविष्टो रूपं रूपं प्रतिरूपो बभूव एकस्तथा सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा रूपं रूपं प्रतिरूपो वहिश्च वायुर्यथैको भुवनमप्रविष्टो रूपं रूपं प्रतिरूपो बभूव एकस्तथा सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा रूपं रूपं प्रतिरूपो वहिश्च य एष सुप्तेषु जागरति कामं कामं पुरुषो निर्णिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म तदेवामृतममुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकाः श्रिताः सर्वे तदुनात्येति कश्चन एतद् वै तत् एतद् वै तत् एतद् वै तत्
दशवक्त्रा दशभुजा दशपादाञ्जनप्रभा विशालया राजमाना त्रिंशल्लोचनमालया स्फुरद्दशनद्रङ्ष्ट्रा सा भीमरूपापि भूमिप रूपसौभाग्यकान्तीनां सा प्रतिष्ठा महर्षिया एषा सा वैष्णवी माया महाकाली दुरत्यया आराधिता वशीकुर्यात् पूजा कर्तुश्चराचर सर्वदेवशरीरेभ्यो याभिर्भूताहमितप्रभा त्रिगुणा सा महालक्ष्मीः साक्षान् महिषमर्दिनी साक्षान् महिषमर्दिनी साक्षान् महिषमर्दिनी
गन्धपुष्पे एकदधिपतये देवा ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः श्री मीरायै नमः ॐ श्री मीरायै नमः
ॐ कमलोत्पलधारिण्या शक्त्या लिङ्गितविग्रहं स्मेराननं सुप्रसन्नं साधकाभीष्टदायकम् ॐ गुरुभ्यो नमः ॐ परमगुरुभ्यो नमः एषु यर्घः ॐ श्री अरविन्दाय नमः
एषो यर्घः ॐ श्री अरविन्दाय नमः श्री अरविन्दाय नमः
Mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, as for doing anything wrong, all human beings do wrong things so long as they live in this world of ignorance, because even if they wish to do right, they do not know what is the right thing to do until their consciousness is transformed. And for transformation, the first thing needed is complete sincerity, not only to speak the truth, but to be always true to oneself and the divine. With my love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother, taken from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 15, page 355, date 12th November 1952. Topic: The Steps of the Soul. Our Divine Mother says the human individual is a very complex being. He is composed of innumerable elements, each one of which is an independent entity and has almost a personality. Not only so, the most contradictory elements are housed together. If there is a particular quality or a capacity present, the very opposite of it, annulling it as it were, will also be found along with it and embracing it. Our Divine Mother says the Vedas speak of 3 and 33 and 3300 and 33,000 gods that may be housed in the human vehicle. The basic three being evidently the triple status or the world of body, life, and mind. What is the meaning of this self contradiction, this division in man? To understand that, we must know and remember that each person represents a certain quality or a capacity, a particular achievement to be embodied. How best can it be done? What is the way by which one can acquire a quality at its purest, highest, and most perfect? It is by setting an opposition to it. That is how a power is increased and strengthened, by fighting against and overcoming all that weakens and contradicts it. Our Divine Mother says, the deficiency with respect to a particular quality show you where you have to mend and reinforce it, and in that way to improve it in order to make it perfectly perfect. It is the hammer that beats the weak and soft iron to transform it into hard steel. The preliminary discord is useful and needs to be utilized for a higher harmony. This is the secret of self conflict in man. You are weakest precisely in that element which is destined to be your greatest asset. Each man then has a mission to fulfill, a role to play in the universe, a part he has been given to learn and take up in the cosmic purpose, a part which he alone is capable of executing and none other. This he has to learn and acquire through life experiences, that is to say, not only in one life but in life after life. In fact, that is the meaning of the chain of lives that the individuals has to pass through, namely to acquire experience and to gather from them the thread, the skin of qualities and attributes, powers and capacities for the pattern of life he has to view. Now, the inmost being, the true personality, the central consciousness of the evolving individual is his psychic being. It is, as it were, a very tiny spark of light. It is, as it were, a very tiny spark of light lying in normal people far behind the life experience. Our Divine Mother says, in grown up souls, this psychic consciousness has an increased light, increased in intensity, volume, and richness. Thus, there are old souls and new souls. Old and ancient are those that have reached or about to reach the fullness of perfection. They have passed through a long history of innumerable lives. They have passed through a long history of innumerable lives and developed the most complex and yet the most integrated personality. New souls are those that have just emerged or now emerging out of the mere physical vital existence. They are like simple organisms made up of fewer constituents related mostly to the bodily life with just a modicum of the mental. Our Divine Mother says it is the soul, however, that grows with experience, and it is the soul that builds and enriches the personality. Whatever portion of the outer life, whatever element in the mind or vital or body succeeds in coming into contact with the psychic consciousness, that is to say, is able to come under its influence, is taken up and lodged there. It remains in the psychic being as its living memory and permanent possession. It is such elements that form the basis, the groundwork upon which the structure of the integral and true personality is raised. Our Divine Mother says, the first thing to do then is to find out what is that you are meant to realize, what is the role you have to play, your particular mission, and the capacity or quality you have to express. You have to discover that, and also the thing or the things that oppose and do not allow it to flower or come to full manifestation. In other words, you have to know yourself, recognize your soul or the psychic being. For that, you must be absolutely sincere and impartial. You must observe yourself as if you were observing and criticizing a third person. You must not start with an idea that this is your life's mission, this is your particular capacity, this you are to do or that you are to do. In this lies your talent or genius, etc. That will carry you away from the right track. It is not the liking or the disliking. It is not the liking or the disliking of your external being, your mental or vital or physical choice that determines the true line of your growth. Nor should you take up the opposite attitude and say, I am good for nothing in this matter. I am useless in that one. It is not for me. Our Divine Mother says, neither vanity and arrogance, nor self depreciation and false modesty should move you. As I said, you must be absolutely impartial and unconcerned. You should be like a mirror that reflects the truth and does not judge. Our Divine Mother says, if you are able to keep such an attitude, if you have this repose and quiet trust in your own being and wait for what may be revealed to you, then something like this happens as you are, as it were, in a wood, dark and noiseless. You see in front of you merely a sheet of water, dark and still, hardly visible. A bit of a pond embedded in the obscurity, and slowly upon it a moonbeam is cast, and in the cool, dim light emerges the calm liquid surface. That is how your secret truth of being will appear and present itself to you at your first contact with it. There you will see gradually reflected the true qualities of your being, the traits of your divine personality, what you really are, and what you are meant to be. Our Divine Mother says, one who has thus known himself and possessed himself, conquering all opposition within himself, has by that very fact extended himself and his conquests, making it easier for others to make the same or a similar conquest. These are the pioneers or the elite who, by a victorious campaign within themselves, help others towards their victory, says our Divine Mother.